Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to download and install print drivers on your Xerox copier. This procedure will work on pretty much any Xerox model that you have. I'm going to be using the Xerox Workcentre 7830, but if you follow these steps, you'll be fine. It's going to work just fine on your machine. Before we get started, I first need to let you know that your copier has to be connected to your network. You have to be able to see it on your network. Of course, you have to assign it an IP address. If you do not know how to assign your copier an IP address, I suggest you see our video on how to assign an IP address to a Xerox copier. So, assuming that you have your machine on your network and you know your IP address of your copier, we can move forward. So, let's get started. I like to search for the drivers on Google, so I recommend you either open up Chrome. If you don't have Chrome, just type in google.com and Explorer or Firefox, whatever browser you use. Once you have it open, just type in the Xerox model that you have and put drivers at the end. So I'm using a Xerox 7830. I'm typing in drivers and hit enter, and that would take you to a list of different sites. Look for the Xerox website. This one is support.xerox.com. Stay away from any advertising third parties like Drivers Downloaders or ri.cmu. All of these are third party applications that will try to install advertising links to your browser. So just make sure it's the Xerox website. So here I found the very first one that popped up is Drivers and Download Xerox 7830, which is my model. I'm going to click on that and it's going to take you straight to the drivers and download page of Xerox. Now there's a couple ways to install your printer. You can download the self-installer, which is the easiest. You don't have to do anything. The application will install everything for you. Or you can do it on a more advanced administrative level, which I'll go ahead and show you both. I prefer the administrative level, but the self-installer is just fine. So it's either way, you're going to connect your machine to your network. So assuming you want to do it the self-installer app way, you would click on agree to the terms and condition, click on download, which I already downloaded to save some time. So once it finishes downloading, you're going to get a Xerox Smart Start. Click on that. Open that up and let it connect. Once it connects, it's going to open up to this. So you have to agree to the terms and condition. Now let it find your machine. Okay, so as you can see, it found my machine, my Xerox Workcentre 7830. Sometimes it won't find it. Okay, so sometimes you'll get a message here. I'm going to try to purposely get the message to show up. Let me see. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But for whatever case, if it doesn't find, like here you go. Okay, so perfect example. So if you get this message that says don't see your printer, click on this and type in the IP address of your printer. Oops. That's the IP address I assigned my copier. Hopefully I typed it in right. There you go. So once you do that, then you'll get again to the same quick install. Okay, so I showed you both ways. Once you click on this, let it do its thing. It's going to install it. It's going to do everything for you, and then you're going to get a little finish tab. You might also get a tab that says test print. Go ahead and I recommend you click on test print just to make sure it's printing fine. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can close that and you're all done. Now, if you want to set it up if you want to install it on a more advanced level, search for the PC06 drivers. Do the same. Click on I agree to the terms and condition and click on download, which I did already prior to this video, so we can save some time. So you're going to get a Xerox Workcentre folder zipped up here. You have to unzip it, and this is the folder you're going to get. I put it in a Xerox PC06 driver folder myself, but once you unzip it, you're going to get a yellow folder there, and inside of it's got your driver. So I have it stored in my download section. If you have it on your desktop or wherever you have it, just remember where you saved it, okay? Because we're going to come back to that in just a second. So let's manually install it now. So we got to get to control panel. So I type in CON, click on control panel, click on view devices and printers, add a printer. You could either wait for it to find it. I usually don't like to wait. Sometimes it takes long. As you can see, I found it here. You can click on this, but I usually just click on that printer was enlisted. So then I come down here to add a local printer, hit next. I come down here where it says create a new port, drop down here to TCP/IP, hit next, type in the IP address of the copier, which again, my IP address is 192.168.0.79, and hit next. Takes you to this screen, and you're going to click on have disk, and now we're going to search, we're going to browse for that folder that we saved. So click on downloads. Here's that folder that I created, and here's the driver. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to hit OK. Now it's going to give you this list here of a whole bunch of different models here. You can select your model, but it's just the name. So the drivers are all the same. So let's say you accidentally hit 7835 and hit next. I'm sorry, 7845 and you hit next. It's not a big deal. You're just going to hit next again, and you can always change it here. Okay, you can go back and type in 30. It's just the name. Okay, and then you're going to hit next. You're going to get to this page. It says do not share printer or share this printer. I like to keep it on do not share this printer simply because, you know, if you share it, your computer has to be on in order for them to print. So I always like to install printers on each and every workstation, laptop, whatever. That way they can print directly and not be dependent on yours. So you're going to hit next, and then you're finished. So again, you're gonna see that test print. I recommend you do that. Make sure it prints, and if it does, you hit finish, and you are done. So I hope this video helps you, and any questions, feel free to send us a message, and hopefully we can help you. Thank you.